A new day. Let's go to the LA offices just for... because I'm curious.
Just for shits and giggles. Falcon, it's the trial day. Stop messing around. We need to head to the courthouse already.
I was just...
No, we're going to be late.
Alright, alright.
Falcon and Sparrowson stand inside the marble portico of the Palais de Justice, waiting the opening of the Tribunal de Grande Instance. Are you nervous, Falcon?
No. We've got this case in the bag. Look at my face. See? Totally unruffled.
Wow, well, at least one of us is feeling confident.
Monsieur Falcon, petit response. Is there anything you need me to do? No. We've got to handle on things.
Falcon was just telling me how confident he was feeling about the case.
That's wonderful. I just know you two will pull through. Let's move it along, fellas. I'll be watching from inside. Do your best for me, Monsieur Falcon.
We will. Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
He's a Kiwi!
Okay, you want to do this one?
Sure. All right. Settle down, everyone. Settle down. Is everybody here?
J.J. Falcon, present. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Maybe I should do the judge, just because it would be funnier to have you do the rabbit.
Okay, I'll do the rabbit. Rupert Robbington, present. The ready is prosecution, Your Honor. Damn it, that's not it. Oh gosh, where are my notes? I knew it.
Knew what?
Rupert and I went to Perry Law School together. He was in all of my classes.
Oh, was he smart?
No, he always scored the second worst marks in the class. I can only assume that he bumbled through the final exam on the luck of his two rabbit's feet. Unless he's improved considerably, you might already have this trial in the bag.
That's good to know. But say, Sparrowson, if Rupert scored the second lowest marks in the class, then who scores the lowest?
I choose to exercise my right to not self-incriminate. Here it is. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Are the jury all present?
All present and accounted for, Your Honor. Hey, Falcon, I thought there was only 6 members of the jury for cases like this. Why do I count 8?
Oh, those two bells with the funny hats are assessors, the associate judges. Everything seems to be in order, so let us begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Catherine de Miao. Prosecution, please call your first witness to the stand.
Oh gosh, are they here already? Okay, I choose to call the officers in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Voltaire, to the witness stand.
Inspector Voltaire? Volerti? Inspector Volerti, please approach the stand and recite the oath.
Oh my gosh. What a man. Let's see. I think he probably has he looks like he has a pirate voice. As you will, Your Honor. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Monsieur, now, Inspector, please state your name and occupation for the records.
My name is Inspector Justin Valerti. I am a servant to the law, a scourge of the gutter rats that plague this city. I have enforced the law for over 20 years, and I shall continue until I bring the infamous Viridian killer to justice. My path begins 18 years ago. Let's stick to the questions, Inspector. Of course, Your Honor.
Oh, great. I was hoping we could have one of those bumbling... I was hoping we could have one of those bumbling, cuddly officers, but instead we get stuck with lawfully goody two-shoes. I bet this guy could turn his own mother in if he saw her littering. So, Inspector, is it true that you are the lead investigator on this case?
That is correct. I was also among the first to arrive at the scene of the crime.
Then, perhaps you could walk us through what you witnessed upon your arrival.
Absolutely. Just after 7:30, we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Baron Roguiel. At the scene of the crime, we found Dame Catherine de Miao. She was standing over the corpse of Monsieur Grenoir, with his blood on her paws.
Well, that sounds like an open and shut case, in my humble opinion. No more questions, Your Honor.
But bloody paws? Nobody told me that detail?
Keep it together, Falcon. You're about to be given the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. That's your opportunity to find flaws in the inspector's testimony.
Of course, I know this. You may begin your cross-examination, Monsieur Falcon. Cross-examine the witness to find flaws in his testimony. Select a key phrase that you find suspicious, and Falcon will press the witness for information. Ask the right questions to bring the truth to light. Avoid pressing for pointless details. The judge and jury don't like having their time wasted. Select a statement to question.
I just noticed something. He doesn't have. He has neither arm. He has no arm.
Okay, so we get to select one of these. So obviously we want to talk about the blood on her paws for sure. Inspector, you said Dame Katarina had blood on her paws. Correct. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict. How much blood?
Yeah.
How much blood was there on the lady's paws, Inspector? Enough for it to be clear that she had dirtied her hands on the victim's body. We noticed blood under the suspect's nails, around her fingertips, and even a little around her mouth.
Her mouth? How vile.
The inspector's answer seems pretty definitive.
It's from the steak.
Yeah. What was the other question about that we could inquire over? Do you remember?
About the blood?
Yeah.
I think it was...
Whose blood? Yeah, we'll question him about that. Because we think it's not. Whose blood was it? Ha! What a question. It was Monsieur Grenoir's, of course. How can you be so sure?
So, I object. This line of questioning is absurd. There's only one murder victim, the Night Falcon. The blood on Dame Cataline's paws could have only belonged to one person, Monsieur Granway. Judge, Falcon's trying to delay the trial by asking pointless questions.
I'm afraid the prosecution may have a point, Monsieur Falcon. Do you have any reason to suspect that the blood belonged to someone else other than Monsieur Granway? I do. Your Honor. Actually, I have more than a suspicion. I have evidence that the blood on Dame Katharina's paws had nothing to do with the murder.
This is foolish time wasting, Falcon. If the blood on Dame Catalina's paws did not come from the victim, then where did the blood come from?
Let's see, where is it? Yeah.
The stake.
On the evening of the murder, Dame Katharina ate a bloody royal steak. Is this true, Monsieur Ravington?
In a matter of, speaking, I suppose steak may have been on the, menu.
Then, Inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility that the blood on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak? Well...
Wait, don't answer that, Inspector.
It is a possibility.
No. You gained a little favor with the jury.
So, Inspector Vautieri, is it possible that you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater?
Now, hold on just 1 minute, Falcon. You are overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Cataline is an elegant bourgeoisie kitten. She was in no doubt brought up with a flawless etiquette and perfect table manners. At the banquet, she would have eaten the steak with a fork in her left hand and a knife in her right, like any proper, civilized animal. How could she have possibly gotten blood on her paws with such good manners?
Oh, that is a good question. Or at least it would be at any ordinary dinner banquet. But as it happens, something was missing from that particular banquet. Something that forced Dame Katharina to eat with her paws. Dame Katharina was forced to eat steak with her paws because the silverware of the household had previously stolen.
Stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in the police report.
We weren't aware of anything missing from the Rogier residence when we performed the initial investigation. But as it happened, Baron Rogier approached us about this very subject last night.
You gained a little favor with the jury.
What is the meaning of all this? Bloody steak? Misplaced silverware? Inspector, was your investigation so lax that you overlooked these basic facts in your initial report?
Lax? My investigation? Judge, I assure you I am the most thorough investigative officer on the force.
Then it is amazing that the Parisian police managed to solve any crimes at all.
Ooh, harsh. Hey. Oh dear.
Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case.
Oh, mic drop from Grandpa.
Fine, so be it, messieurs, until next time.
Prosecutor, I trust your next witness is ready.
Yes, of course, Your Honor. I call upon, let's see, Monsieur Robinio, the, photographer who attended the banquet on the night of the murder.
Monsieur Robinio, please approach the stand and recite the oath.
Oh, how's it go? Oh, wait, no, he had a high voice. Oh, how's it go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's a little cliche, but to be perfectly honest, could the witnesses please introduce himself for the court? Huh. As if anybody in this courtroom does not immediately recognize me. I am the great Monsieur Robinio, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture their very essence. Je suis l'artiste. Tu es une pipe. You may have seen my works in hit magazines, La Branche or C'est Chocolate. I can send you tweets if you like.
Oh my god. What on earth is a tweet?
Bird-to-bird communication. Come on, Falcon. It's the 19th century. Get with the times already. Yes, your works are very impressive, Monsieur Robinio. But let's get down to business. Could you tell us your activities on the night of the murder? Very well. I was hired by Baron Rogel to capture these evening's events. I arrived at 7 in the evening. I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph. Then I billed Baron Rogel and left. Like a true artist. And with regards to the photograph itself, who did you photograph? Oh, I thought you might ask. I brought a copy so that you could all see for yourselves. Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look. My word, it's an exquisite picture, isn't it? Let's see, who do we have here? In the middle, we see Baron Rogel, the lion who hosted the event. On the left, we see Seigneur Pertois de Miao, the father of defendant Dame Cataline. And finally, we see the housemaid, Colleen Dohat, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. As you can see, 2 people are clearly absent from the photograph. The first is the victim, Monsieur Granouille, and the second is the defendant, Dame Catherine Desmois. Quite suspicious, wouldn't you agree?
Just a moment, Monsieur Robinson. This proves nothing. So the defendant and the victim were not photographed with the others. That doesn't mean that they were in the garden together at that point.
Hold your horses, Falcon. I'm not done yet.
The prosecution may continue.
Behind the photograph subjects, we see a wall clock with the time set at 7:30. Now, why is that time significant? Well, as Inspector Volerty told us earlier, that was the exact time the murder took place. Do you see, Falcon? Every suspect has an alibi at the time of the murder, save Dame Cataline herself. Falcon, something's fishy. In Giselle's cell, Dame Cataline told us that she was present when the photograph took place, but I don't see her in Robinio's photograph.
That's true, but I cannot use Dame Katharina's testimony as evidence. It has too little weight. If I want to prove that Monsieur Robignol's photograph is not a valid piece of evidence, I will have to dish out evidence of my own. Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness.
Very well. The defense may proceed.
It's a waste of time, if you ask me. Photographs are rock-solid evidence.
So we know that the clock doesn't have hands. So it's either this one or this one, I think. Let's go for... the photograph.
Yeah, because we can prove that the clock doesn't have hands.
Yeah. Let's take a closer look at this photograph. Just to clarify, Monsieur Robignol, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not?
That is correct. The photographic process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies.
That is most curious, because I see a mistake.
A mistake? Impossible! I just told you, monsieur, the camera is a perfect, unbiased device. The photographs it produces are flawless. Falcon, I'm not seeing any mistakes. Perhaps you could be more specific.
Certainly. The clock in this photograph, there is something not right about it.
Well, isn't that convenient? The defense sees something wrong with a key piece of evidence that implicates his client.
Don't give me that cocky tone, Monsieur Robington. I have evidence that there's something wrong with the clock in that picture. The photograph clearly shows the clock's hands pointing at 7 and 6.
That much is self-evident.
Which is most curious, because the clock in the lounge of Chateau Cronier has no hands.
It has no hands.
The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking item. Feel free to ask Baron Rogiel or his housemaid if you have doubts. Monsieur Robignon, how do you explain this discrepancy?
I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. My camera is flawless.
There is no mistake, Monseigneur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world.
Maybe there was an error in the printing process.
An error precisely where the clock's hand should be? Please, Monseigneur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monseigneur Robillard, edited this photograph.
Edited?
I'm no expert, but I suspect that you used paint or ink to carefully put hands upon the clock. It would have been a simple task, considering that the clock face was bare. One could even speculate that you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph just to simplify the editing process.
Falcon, your reasoning is absurd. Why would a witness do such a thing?
Is it not obvious? By showing the photograph to have taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears all the photograph subjects of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Robinio created a perfect alibi. Of course, this raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting? And why? Was Monsieur Robinio coerced, bribed, threatened? Enough silence! Let's hear some answers, Monsieur Robinio.
Fine! You got me! I'm guilty, I did it all!
You did it? You're confessing to the murder of Monsieur Granway?
What? No. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting that I am guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs. And yes, that included adding hands to the clock.
You were ordered? By whom?
I dare not say.
Monsieur Robinio, I strongly advise you to answer the defense's question. You are pledged to speak without fear, after all.
With respect, Judge, I fear his claws more than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I shall name no names. His claws. Did you hear that, Falcon?
That is most unfortunate. Monsieur Robinio, we cannot and shall not torture names out of you. We don't live under the ancien regime, after all. But since you have admitted to falsifying evidence, then we cannot keep you on the stand as a witness. Take your leave. You shall be charged with perjury in due course.
I can't protest. That's the least I deserve for my failure as an artist. Good day, Monsieurs.